everyone, and welcome to the Into the 99 podcast, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am your host, Slothy, and I'm joined as always by my good friend Brian. Brian, how you doing today?
Oh, it's excellent. I got Magic today. I'm looking forward to it. So,
Awesome.
going to be good. Yeah.
Nice.
But sadly, we are missing our captain, Mr. Daniel.
Yeah, he's feeling a little under the weather, so he's taking the day off.
But before we get into this episode, I want to change it up just slightly. For those of you who are listening and want to help support us, make sure to check out our Patreon page. We updated our tiers a little bit recently, so and we're planning to do much more for our patrons. Coming up with a custom podcast episode here shortly. Actually, we've got to get on that. But yeah, at this time, whoops, I'm not even on the commander. Please, Slothy, who are we chatting about today?
We're talking about one of the new spoilers from the Lord of the Rings set, Gandalf The Grey. 3, a blue and a red for a 3/4 legendary avatar wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen. You may tap or untap target permanent. Gandalf the Grey deals 3 damage to each opponent, or copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy, or put Gandalf on top of its owner's library.
All I read was Gandalf the Dirty. My boy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when this card came, or was spoiled, I remember that we were not very impressed with it. Like,
But you built him
even,
nonetheless.
yeah, built him nonetheless. I think if he hasn't been chosen this turn, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
And his sword, I guess his sword is blue and red, which I guess goes with the flavor or the colors of the card. But
yeah,
I'm just not a fan of the coloring for Gandalf the Grey. Like I definitely feel he was a different color pie. But again, I guess they haven't spoiled them yet. People were saying that there's going to be multiple other kind of copies of Gandalf, so we'll see.
So
Maybe
yeah, we'll
maybe
see.
they'll win me back. I never want to say that they lost me because I've been coming back for years.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
So where do we want to start
But
off here?
um,
Or
I
what do
mean,
you want to let us know about this? How did you build it? What secrets might you have?
so this deck is surprisingly really fast. It's
I
got
don't like the sense.
like with Moxfield, they've got the little CMC counter, and
Mm-hmm.
with lands, this one's under 2. It's 1.8.
Oh, I love those kind of decks. In all
Mhm.
honesty, I
And they
always aim for my 2 or 3 slot to always be higher than.
full.
Mhm.
hmm Yeah, this one, it's just a bunch of spell slinging shenanigans. There's a couple infinite combos in there to help close things out, but
No,
yeah,
again, it's a game. It has to end at some point in time.
yeah, exactly.
But
Um,
shame.
where do you want to jump into first?
If there's nothing really special, we can just go straight to the page.
Sure.
So we'll start off with our creatures, which we have. I don't think I've seen this guy. Oh, he was out of Strixhaven, so I have seen this guy. So we
Mhm.
got Archmage Emeritus. Emeritus. He is 2 and 2 blue, human wizard, magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Yes, it's
Yeah,
obviously going to be in here because it's spell slinging. And card
100%.
draw is king.
Yep. Then we've got Baral, Chief of Compliance, 1 and a blue. For a legendary creature human wizard, he's a 1/3. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less. And whenever a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card.
Yeah, this guy's a must for
Yeah,
cheapening all your spells. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm so excited to have this one. Because if they were real, I would want a kitten one, but I would
Yep,
probably be devoured. Let's be honest. We have
realistically.
yeah, we have Displacer Kitten, 3 in a blue, Cat Beast. Has Avoidance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control.
Yep,
Good for
it's
blinking.
yep, good to reset Gandalf.
I'm going to have to actually pick one of these up. I didn't realize how expensive they are.
hmm Well, I mean,
It's a
look
good
at the art.
card. Yeah. Yeah, no, look at that. Give me more of these.
Yep.
For all of you
Uh,
joking, I'm not a man. Just because I love cuteness. What's the next one we
uh,
got here?
Next up, we've got Dualcaster Mage, one double red for a 2/2 human wizard with flash. When he enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
So is lava like something that you use for spells? I've never seen that in any of my magic books.
I mean, lots of different methods, I guess.
Right. Oh, this next one, I absolutely love it. I have the foil version of this one, and I think it's
Mhm.
some of like the best art that I've still seen. We have Gutter Snipe, 2 in a red, Goblin Shaman. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Gutter Snipe deals 2 damage to each opponent. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, great card.
Yeah. I
Uh,
really enjoy some of those that just target everyone. So then
mhm.
that way I'm just like, I'm not picking on anyone. It's just all of you. All of
Yeah,
you
it
get
feels
the
more
heat.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Next up, we got Kark the Thumbless, one in a red for a 2/2 legendary goblin wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, return that spell to its owner's hand. If you win the flip, copy the spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. And it has partner.
I enjoy the keyword, or sorry, not the keywords, the flavor text. I didn't see it double or nothing.
Mm,
Awesome. And obviously it has to be in here. We got Mizzix of the Is Magnus 2 blue red goblin wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, which with mana cost value greater than the number of experience counters you have, you get an experience counter. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each experience counter you have.
yeah,
You just got to keep this guy
kind of a
around, and your experience counters will continue to matter. But if he leaves, right, you're kind of boned.
yeah. Then it doesn't really make a difference.
I did build this guy as a commander, and it is
Mm,
fun. But I'm just not one for spell slinging. I really like having
mm.
creatures out.
That's fair.
I guess I just didn't roll too high on my intelligence score. But
Oh,
please take this pretty
um,
boy.
yeah. Next up, we've got Niv Mizzet Perun, triple blue, triple red for a 5/5 legendary dragon wizard. This spell can't be countered. He's got flying. Whenever you draw a card, Niv Mizzet Perun deals 1 damage to any target, and whenever a player casts an instant sorcery spell, you draw a card.
He's a good card, but that 3 blue, 3 red
Mm-hmm.
just
I think
hurts.
I think that kind of makes up for it by it not being able to be countered, though.
True, it is hard. Yeah. Next up, we have one of the newer cards. We got Ovika, Enigma Goliath, 5 blue, red, Phyrexian Nightmare, flying, ward 3, pay 3 life. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X/1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn.
Love this card so much.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people brewing it actually.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tempted, I'll be honest, but again,
Yeah.
I'm not a spell slinger, so it's like on the back burner.
Mm.
There's much
Yeah,
more to
fair.
build.
Um, then we got Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, 3 in a blue for a 3/1 legendary human rogue. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces' other abilities. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control, and it has partner. So this one's just kind of if I get bored of playing with Gandalf, I can put Krark and Sakashima as the commanders.
That I was gonna say I would have probably went with those two.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
those are definitely alternate commanders.
yeah, especially because Sakashima is just too good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why it's sitting at $27 and $37 respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Storm Kiln Artist. 3 in a red. Storm Kiln Artist gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Magecraft, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure token. So just mana generation off spells.
Yeah. Then
Obviously,
we've
this
got
guy's in here.
one of my favorite cards of all time, Talrand Sky Summoner, 2 double blue for a 2/2 legendary Merfolk Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, create a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying.
Raw. That's my crow.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Thassa's Oracle, 2 blue. When Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. Put up to one of them on top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If X is greater than or equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. Hey.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
too good not to have in a blue deck, especially
100%.
if you do have a good draw engine in here. Again, we haven't seen everything, but good draw engine. If you're able to get it down, might as well have it in.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we've got Thassa Deep Dwelling,
I love
3 in a
this
blue
card
for
art.
Yeah, I really liked the constellation arts that they did with these ones.
I really regret these are again one of the ones that I do regret not picking up. All the god ones in the constellation, because now I want to build Mogus again, and I would love the constellation art. But sorry for interrupting you. Please continue.
Oh no, that's all good. Thassa Deep Dwelling, it's got indestructible as long as your devotion to blue is less than 5. It's not a creature. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to one other target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control, and you can pay 3 in a blue to tap another target creature. Great card. I love this one.
Yeah, I have it. I'm pretty sure I have it in my True Lane again for the blinking. I should probably move it over to my Brago. That probably makes more sense now.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just such a great, one of the great gods. You just seem to have a lot of the like commanders in here that I want to curse, but I'm not going to. I just absolutely hate a lot of these commanders that you built into this deck. So we have Vadric Astral Archmage. 1 blue red. It's neither day nor night. It becomes day as Vadric Astral Archmage enters the battlefield. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is Vadric's power. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a +1/+1 counter on Vadric.
I love this card so much.
Just Greg plays with it, and it's blue-red, so you know just like the kind of crap that he has in it, or
100%.
any blue-red player have in it. I'm probably going to say you have in it.
I mean, that's definitely fair.
Yes, this is the episode that you get to hear Brian complain about everything.
Next up, we've got Veyran, Voice of Duality. 1 blue and a red for 2/2 legendary Ifrit Wizard. It's got Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Veyran, Voice of Duality gets +1/+1 till end of turn. And if casting or copying an instant or sorcery spell causes the triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
And this was from the Strixhaven one, right?
Yes.
Precon?
Yeah, that was in the one that was misspelled.
Okay.
With the face commander.
So yes, and if we'll just continue off from where I left off. So yeah, this one came from the Strixhaven precon. I did not enjoy that one. I'll be honest. I think it just sat in the box, and then I opened it and traded it for bits.
Yeah. I remember I did buy this one, but I was too busy playing Osgir to play it.
Osgir was such a good commander, and I don't like artifacts most of the time, or Boros, I should say. Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I know if Daniel was here, he'd be like, rah, 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 rah. And then lastly on our creatures list, because it's a must-have in this kind of style deck, is Young Pyromancer. 1 and a red. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token.
Yeah.
Need those blockers.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're handing out damage left, right, and center.
All right, let's move on down to the sorceries.
I swear, if I put this mouse over it and it's the horrible art, we're going to have a problem.
I actually do have the horrible art, so I'm going to switch it to that right now, just for you. There you go.
I shouldn't have said anything.
But first up, we got Faithless Looting. Red. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, and it has flashback for 2 and a red.
I have been tempted to add this into my red decks to just
Hmm.
get the draw. Because, bring back an old host, Sherman. Sherman plays a lot of blue and red decks, or he just plays a lot
Hmm.
of decks that have these really, like, especially when someone's like, I'm going to do this. He's like, well, first, let me see what I can do. Oh, I'm going to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. I'm going to draw another 3 cards, do this. Like, it just seems like he
Hmm.
has, like, even if it's multiple times, he's like, just like, he does it. I'm just like the ability that he has, or like the way that he builds his deck in such a way is amazing to me because
Hmm.
it always seems like he's able to find that answer that he needs,
Yeah,
even though it might not be all the time. But still,
it
I
seems
like
like all the time.
I like the spunk that he gets to let me try to work those out. The next card we have here is Grape Shot. Grape Shot deals 1 damage to any target. Storm.
Yeah.
It's good.
We've got Mana Geyser, 3 double red. Add red for each tapped land your opponents control.
So good, especially in a 4-player format.
Hmm.
Next up, we got Mystic Retrieval. 3 and a blue. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Flashback 2 and a red. Obviously, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
why not?
uh, next up, we've got Paradigm Shift, 1 and a blue. Remove all cards in your library from the game. Shuffle your graveyard into your library.
So your graveyard just becomes your library?
Hmm.
Oh, now I see the Thassa's Oracle. Oh.
Mm.
I've never seen that card before. That's cool. Next up, we got Past in Flames, 3 and a red. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost, and this card has flashback for 4 and a red. That's very good.
Yeah. Then we've got Rite of Replication, 2 double blue. It's got Kicker for 5. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. If the spell is kicked, create 5 of those tokens instead.
Like, yeah.
Dealing 10 damage to, or I guess 12 damage off every instant and sorcery with Gutter Snipe seems pretty good to me.
Oh, well, even if you're able to, say, put Sakashima down, copying Gandalf, or
Hmm.
copying the Gutter Snipe as well, like, you could just make so much of something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
rights of.
or even copy like Vadrik if you've got Sakashima out, and then make everything
Ugh.
immediately cost 6 less.
Oh, that's gross. But Rights of Replication, yeah, no, excellent card. Amazing card.
Hmm.
The next one we have here is Runic Repetition. 2 and a blue. Sorcery. Return target exile card with flashback you own to. Pardon? You're getting your stuff back from exile?
Yeah. This one helps to get back Mystic Retrieval in order to, or even Faithless Looting if you need it.
See, people listening. This is the crap. This is the poop I don't like.
um, Next up, we've got Solve the Equation. 2 and a blue. Search your library for an instant sorcery card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle.
They should give me a green card that lets me bring back exiled creatures. Give me my creatures back. No, actually, I don't
Yeesh.
like that because I exile so much stuff. I don't want
Hmm.
more of that. The next one we have here is Twin Flame, 1 and a red. Strive. This spell costs 2 and a red more to cast for each target beyond the first. Choose any number of target creatures you control. For each of them, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it has haste. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. So you can put. Oh, it would be your end step. Um,
Hmm.
I don't like that again because you're making a lot more copies of your stuff, especially Gutter
Yeah.
Snipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. I like that actually.
Next up, we've got Vandal Blast. Red, destroy target artifact you don't control, and it has Overload for 4 and a red, so you can destroy each artifact you don't control instead.
Again, we're playing. This is Slothy's deck, so we got removal. We got that important piece of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, this card's needed in here. We have Windfall for 2 and a blue. Each player discards their hand. then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. Your instant list is like double the size of the sorceries.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanna say double the size. Yeah, basically double the size of your creatures too.
Yeah.
This will be awesome. I think this next one's yours. And I
First,
will refuse it.
you can't.
You can't. I'll try.
We've got an offer you can't refuse. Blue, counter target non-creature spell. Its controller creates 2 treasure tokens.
Oh, okay, I won't refuse that. I want the treasure tokens. I'll take that
Yeah,
mana.
see, it's fine.
For a 1-drop, actually, that's really good. And that's out of the new Capenna set.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go looking through a box. So that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal uncommon that they printed.
They've been doing that a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in this style of deck, we have Blue Sun Zenith, X, and 3 blue. Target player draws X card. Shuffle Blue Sun Zenith into its owner's library.
Yeah.
Again, we need that card draw. Card draw is king.
Mm-hmm. We've got Chaos War, 2 in a red. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's permanent, they put it onto the battlefield.
I love the chaos. It's so fun. I love it when they put down the same card that they just put through, even though if I'm the one casting the spell. I'm angry at the time, but I'm amazed that the odds were ever in their favor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be insane.
Next, Comet Storm, X and 2 red, multi-kicker 1. Choose any target, then choose another target for each time the spell was kicked. Comet Storm deals X damage to each of them. Gross.
Yeah.
Especially because all of the creatures either reduce to the X, which they all work. Mizzix, the guy I shall not talk about. I can't even remember his name, I'll be honest.
Patrick?
Yeah, that one. Especially if you duplicate it with Rights of Replication. I will not be your friend.
It's fine.
It's fair magic, guys, I swear.
It's fair. Just play removal.
Yeah, go into the next spell.
Next one we got is counter spell.
We got a
2 blue, counter target spell.
Please, Slothy, counter the Comet Storm.
Pardon?
It's a counter that Comet Storm.
No.
The next card we have is Displace. 2 and a blue. Exile up to 2 target creatures you control. Then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. I wonder about your bouncing. Gandalf the Dirty.
Gandalf the Dirty.
My boy. And I just watched Old School too. My boy, Blue.
Next up, we've got Dramatic Reversal. 1 and a blue. Untap all non-land permanents you control.
That art looks cool. I like it with all the planeswalkers.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Electro Dominance. X and 2 blue. I'm hating the number of X's here. Electro Dominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Don't like that at all.
It's fine.
You say that, but then the next card is not so good.
Next up, we've got Force of Negation. 1 double blue. If it's not your turn, you may exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Counter target non-creature spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it in its owner's graveyard.
Yeah.
It's fair and balanced.
I give and I take.
Yeah, exactly.
This next card, I'm surprised I don't see it more often. We got High Tide, which is 1 blue. Until end of turn, whenever a player taps an island for mana, that player adds an additional blue. Fantastic. Yep. Especially in blue-red with a little ramp. Like, we haven't seen your artifact section yet. I'm presuming that I'm going to see like a whole lot of mana rocks because that's how I would build it. But I guess you mentioned that it's your CMC is like 1.86, so yeah, you don't even need it. Please tell me the next way you're going to hurt me.
Next way I'm going to hurt you is Lightning Bolt. Red deals 3 damage to any target.
Oh, man. Next up, we got Muddle the Mixture with a very stressed looking guy. 2 blue, counter target instant or sorcery spell, and we can transmutate for 1 and 2 blue.
This card I'd like to talk about for a second because this is part of the line that inspired me to build this deck.
Okay.
So and I think we've talked about all the cards now individually. So you've got Solve the Equation, Muddle the Mixture, Paradigm Shift, and Thassa's Oracle. You solve the equation, copying it with Gandalf, and then you're gonna find Paradigm Shift and transmute, or not transmute, Muddle the Mixture. Then you transmute Muddle the Mixture to find Thassa's Oracle, and then you cast Paradigm Shift, removing your library, and then you cast Thassa's Oracle, and you'd win.
Look at you. So that's the combo. Okay.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. I hate it because it
works
with Gandalf the Dirty.
Hot boy. Just feel like they wronged him so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we had Muddle the Mixture, which, okay, I like it. I do enjoy that combo. I like that. That's you can start it all off with that one card.
Yeah.
And obviously another way to find it. Mystical Tutor, 1 blue. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card. Reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top.
Yeah.
The tutors, especially, again, I feel like blue-red is at such a disadvantage when it comes to the amount of land you can ramp out or just the ability. But you do get like the minus stuff, which is nice. But again, it's on a creature, it's removable. So I feel like tutors are much more needed in this color than most. But I don't play these colors, so I might not have the best brain or math skills for this. So tell me in the comments if I am wrong. See another card I'm gonna dislike.
Oh, then the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just negate. 1 and a blue, you can counter target non-creature spell.
People, here's your removal. Here's your interaction. We can see that it's not just Daniel's decks. Or that it is just Daniel's. Again, opt, just like I was saying with Sherman, scry 1, draw a card. Like, these cards are just so good at getting like that engine moving, or if something's going to happen, I can find that next counter spell that I need, because we've already seen like 8 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got Planar Incision. 1 and a blue, exile target artifact or creature that returns to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. You can either reset Gandalf, or you can blink Vadric and then have Mentor and then give him +1/+1, so things are 2 less.
Gross. That thing looks terrifying in that spell.
Yeah.
It should go back to wherever it came from.
I think that's Jin-Gitaxias.
Yes, then it well-deserved terrifying. Your Honor.
Yeah.
This is what I would do to it. Pongify. 1 blue, destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Its controller creates a 3/3 green ape creature token.
Yeah.
There's my
Then we have Rapid Hybridization. 1 blue, destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Its creature's controller creates a 3/3 green frog lizard creature token.
Both those spells, $5, $6. Yeah. They're so good. Like, again, this is the removal that I look for. Like my swords, my plowshare. No, swords to plowshares. What's the
Path to Exile.
Path to Exile. Yeah, there we go. I just love these removal cards, but the white's better because it exiles them. But still, blue for 1 to to just. I forgot about that one actually. When I saw Rapid Hybridization, I was thinking of the boars. That's Curse of Swine.
Yeah, that's another X spell that could have gone in here.
Gross. We have Reiterate, 1 and 2 red. Buyback 3. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Yeah.
what I like is that you can like your muddle the mixture. If you have some of these other, I want to copy that so I can go and fetch multiples. Like you can go and get your combo all in one go, basically. Or well,
Yeah.
yeah, I like it actually. I'm really liking some of these cards that because I haven't seen this one before. Or again, it's just because maybe because I don't play those colors.
Hmm.
But I'm
That's fair.
liking the build so far, even though my boy.
My boy got done so dirty.
Yep.
We've got Reverberate, 2 blue. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Actually, I just thought they could have did Gandalf on the bridge, and if he did a mono white, he could be like a protection commander.
Well, maybe that's what they're doing because they were talking about multiple versions of Gandalf. One of them might be Gandalf the White,
Mm-hmm. Like
kind of similar to that.
yeah, because I'm trying to think of like when Gandalf the Grey was Gandalf the Grey, what kind of magic did he actually use? Like he did have his that no, that was the Balrog that had the fire whip.
Hmm.
He pushed air.
He's an airbender.
Yeah. What color does that fall into? Not red blue. I don't feel it's red blue, but it is magical, I
Red,
guess.
red, red, blue, white.
That would as long as there was white in there, I would have accepted that. But
Mm.
where did we leave off? Oh yes, reverberate. That was the card I was going to. 2 red. Copy target instant
Uh,
or sorcery spell. Oh no, I read that already.
yeah, we read that one.
You guys
I
get
think
double dose.
Siren's Ruse, I think, was the next one.
Yes, please.
So it's one in a blue. Exile target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it's a pirate that was exiled this way, draw a card.
Do you have pirates or is Gandalf like a pirate?
I have not a single pirate in this deck.
I want to say Thassa's Oracle
No.
came out in that set that no, it was in no pirates in that set.
No.
Next up, we have Snap. I do enjoy this card. I actually run Unsummon. I ran Unsummon in my Xyrus deck as, again, something just to get rid of something that I'm scared of. So I really enjoy these cards. Again, it can reset your Gandalf, bounce it back to your hand, recast them. One in a blue, return target creature to its owner's hand, untap up to 2 lands. Okay, this one's better. It's a free
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you got 2, it's free. Then we've got Swan Song. Blue, counter target enchantment, instant or sorcery spell. Its controller creates a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying.
Nearly just had a stroke. $19 for Swan Song.
Yeah, Swan Song has gotten back up there.
It's so good though, but
Mhm.
like $19, almost a 20 sheet. It is worth
Mhm.
it. I run it. I play it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I should have bought more when I saw them.
Hmm.
So next up we have Teferi's Time Twist, 1 and a blue. Exile target permanent you control. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. If it enters the battlefield as a creature, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. No, get your Vadric out of here.
How did you know?
Because he's the only one that I've seen so far that benefits from +1/+1 counters. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Next up, we've got Turnabout. 2 and double blue. Choose artifact, creature, or land. Tap all untapped permanents of the chosen type target player controls, or untap all tapped permanents of that type that player controls.
Ooh. I reset and I can just keep going. Oh, that's nice. I haven't seen this card before. I like that.
Yeah.
The best
Sort
the best cure for a big ego is a little failure. I'm gonna have to show this card to my girlfriend. It's an inside joke. Oh, here. Hey, talking about that card, unsummon 1 blue. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Get out of here.
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Yeah, exactly. Back in his hand. Snap, snap, snap.
Alrighty. Moving on to the artifacts. We've got Arcane Signet. 2 mana. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity.
Wasn't wrong. You have some.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
I do like that you do have a lot of wizardy looking stuff too, like the Isochron Scepter. To me,
Yeah.
scepters and stuff like that, wizards.
Oh yeah.
So except if I know you're putting a counterspell on this because you're a bad person.
Mm. Actually, I would put dramatic reversal on there. That would give you infinite mana.
Bad person. Uh oh.
But a counterspell is a good idea, actually.
Oh, you haven't. Yeah, I always just in my mind is counterspell.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, imprinting the ones that
That's
an offer you can't refuse. I'm just gonna counter everything and give people treasures.
you
So
get a treasure. You get a treasure.
we all get treasures. Oh yeah, so Isochron Scepter, 2 colorless artifact, imprint when Isochron Scepter comes into play. You may remove an instant card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand, in your hand from the game. You may pay 2 and tap Isochron Scepter. You may copy that imprinted instant card and play the copy without paying its mana cost. Just overall, I think it's a greasy card, and
Mhm.
I know a lot of people don't like. So I'm gonna have to tell you Dan's word on this. When people play Isochron Scepter, they usually just typically say the card that they're going to be imprinting,
Mhm.
but you have to see if the card actually, if the Isochron Scepter actually makes it into the battlefield before you display the card.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, I'm gonna play Isochron Scepter with that counterspell. I'm just like, you don't have to. You don't have to tell me.
You don't have to tell that yet.
Yeah, because I might not have gotten rid of that Isochron Scepter, but now that I know,
Yeah, now that I know what you're doing, now I will.
and I feel dirty. Talking about mana
uh,
rocks.
Next up, we've got Is It Signet? 2 mana. You can pay 1 and tap it to add blue and a red.
I've been going on a buying spree of clue stones, rune stones, signets,
Mhm.
talismans. I found out there's like these old ones called eggs, and there are foiled versions
Yep.
where it's I think they cost 2 to come in, and you pay 1 and sacrifice it for 2 mana, one of each of the dual colors. And the
Mhm.
foil ones look so awesome. Like I'm
Interesting.
yeah, I've been trying to grab a bunch of them.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna go in there and be like, "Hey, do you got eggs?" And they'll be like, "Pardon?" Let's just look it up.
Do you have eggs for me?
Yeah. This obviously this next card's gonna be in here. We got Pyromancer's Goggles, 5 colorless, legendary artifact. Tap it. Add a I'm blanking. Add a mountain to it. When the mana is spent to cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
Yeah.
It red. You have to have it. It's just such a good card not to have.
100%.
I can tap it to get a mana. Even though the CMC's 5, I can tap it, get a mana, but I get 2 of that. 2 of a spell.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's worth the one-time payment of 5,
Mhm.
unless someone blows it up.
Yeah, true. Next up, we've got Soul Ring. 1 mana, tap for 2.
Right? Please
Yeah.
just take the next one.
Yeah. Then we got Staff of Domination. 3 mana, you can pay 1 to untap it, pay 2 and tap it to gain 1 life, 3 and tap it to untap target creature, 4 and tap it to tap target creature, or 5 and tap it to draw a card.
So I know that this is used in a lot of combos. What are
Mhm.
we using that in here, or what's your goal with it, or do you have a specific plan with this card, or
See,
it's good so it goes in?
it's mostly that it's good. It goes in. If you do have infinite mana, there are ways to just like draw your entire deck. Or you
Nothing
could
wrong with
even
that.
have like an Aether Flux Reservoir in here and then just beef yourself up to 151 life and then zap everybody. But
Good
it's mostly
zapping.
just in here because it's really good.
Okay, yeah, and I know that sometimes it's a staple, so or like
Mhm.
a combo staple. So I thought I'd ask in
Yeah,
case there's a
yeah.
hidden one. So we got Thought Vessel, 2 colorless. You have no maximum hand size, which is amazing for this. And tap to add a colorless.
I hate Dan for this card because he told me that it looks like a samurai, and now I can't unsee it.
Again, I'm not looking at it that long, so I'm not going to try to find it.
Yeah, fair.
Uh,
Uh, hmm?
no, you can take this one, but again, I'm just enjoying the flavor with the staff.
Yeah. We got Twinning Staff, 3 mana. If you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time, you may choose new targets for the additional copy. And you pay 7 and tap it to copy target instant or sorcery spell you control, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
For 3 with even just the first ability.
Yeah.
And how is this 350?
Multiple reprints, I think.
Okay, but it just
I think
still
this-
seems good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and then paying 7 to get what end up being 2 copies of a spell
Yeah.
on top of the original.
Well, especially if you don't have a spell that copies, you can pay the 7 to copy something. But
Yeah.
7's a lot. Like coming from me playing my Urza, trying like 6 mana to make a token. Like,
Yeah.
got to really ramp that.
7, yeah, 7's a lot, but I think for being able to copy it, copy it twice.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's something like what's a Seething Song?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Mana Geyser.
Or if you copy off of one spell, like you copy your high rise.
Yeah.
Like at the very beginning of your turn, if you do have a lot of lands out, like that, each
Whenever
one
you
of my islands taps for like 5.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Suck it, nerds. At least I get a cool card here, maybe. Wand of Wonder. Why are these butterflies not on fire? 3 in a red. 3 in a red for artifact, pay 4, and tap to roll a d20. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. Then shuffle the rest of their library. Shuffle the rest into their library. You may cast up to X instant and or sorcery spells from among the cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. 1 to 9 is X is 1, 10 to 19, X is 2, and a nat 20 or a critical is 3.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Yeah, I really like this one.
I just noticed that there was like gumballs coming out of the it. This wand more so looks like it's a temperature atmosphere thing.
Yeah. So we'll move on to enchantments.
See, this is the area that I feel is weak. There's only 4 enchantments. I think we need to buff these numbers. But that's just me.
First up, we've got Curiosity. 1 blue, enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card.
Yeah, that's good, especially if you can get it on like one of your creatures that has evasion, but I can't remember.
Niv Mizzet.
Oh no, not even that. If you throw it on to, let me go back up here. If you throw it on Guttersnipe, Guttersnipe's technically dealing damage.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, damage to an opponent. Yeah. This one wasn't here for Niv Mizzet, but that works
so much
just
better.
The same.
You don't. Yeah. Well, you don't have to attack.
You don't with Niv either.
Oh yeah, because he does the 1 damage. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So same thought process.
I didn't even think about it with Guttersnipe.
But it'd still only be 1 card, right? Or is it since it's 3 opponents?
Whenever you deal damage to
Anne, the Anne is the key word.
I think it would be 3.
Well, judges or anyone that knows the rules that listens, please fill us in, because that Anne opponent, it kind of to me singles, but technically 3. Who knows? Maybe we'll put out a post about this.
Yeah.
So the next card, I still haven't seen this one either. We got Sorcerer class. So this is one of the D&D class ones, right? So it is a blue and a red. Gain the next level as a sorcery to add its ability. So when Sorcerer's class enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Pay a red and a blue to level up. Level 2, creatures you control have tap to add a blue or red mana. Spend this mana only to cast an instant or sorcery spell, or it gains a class level. Or to gain a class level, my apology. I like that because if you have your young pyromancer out and you're creating all of these 1/1 elementals,
Mhm.
or the gobos from Ovika, there's your mana stones.
Yeah.
That's amazing, actually. I love that. So then we have. I like that this stays. It doesn't go away like the sagas.
Mhm.
So 3 blue red level 3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, that spell deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards you've cast this. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. I really don't like this. But I love it. I like I like this kind of D&D intro into Magic. I think this is great
Mhm.
because again,
100%.
in the idea of it, right? We're planeswalkers. We're sorcerers or we're magic users, and
Mhm.
technically giving us a class. I love that idea, and I'm surprised that they have not put that in yet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Or just more like I guess there's enchant players, but I'm like,
Mhm.
what about like planeswalker or player like equipments? Like I think that could be cool too. Like my deck's based around buffing me. I think that would be neat. There's probably
Yeah.
stuff out there. There's probably stuff out there. But again,
Mhm.
we
Yeah, fair.
we divulge. Obviously, this card Dan was like when I was over there one time. He's like, Brian, I need to find this card. He's like, I have like 6 copies of it. They're somewheres.
Well, go ahead.
Oh no, I'll let you take it. I just wanted to add a little story in.
Oh, yeah, we got Thousand Year Storm, 4 blue and a red. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant or sorcery spell you've cast it before at this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies.
Which, if you have all of these other artifacts out, it's just one, and then like 3. Like it, that's so dumb. I love it. Even though I say I love it, I will not build it. I will not build this. It's not
Fair,
my
fair.
colors, and they did my boy dirty. Uh, I have seen this next card though, Underworld Breach, 1 in a red. I believe someone's won this to kill me once. Each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Underworld Breach. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that card.
Yeah, then there's nothing really too special in the lands. We've got Man
Obviously, the
Tower,
Reliquary Tower.
yeah, Reliquary Tower, 14 Island, 13 Mountain, Mystic Sanctuary, and Riptide Laboratory.
I think the Riptide's actually worth talking about.
Yeah.
So tap to add 1 colorless, or tap 1 and a blue to return target wizard you control to your owner's hand. So you're able to reset your Gandalf again with that one.
Hmm. Yeah, you're able to reset your Gandalf, or if someone tries to target your Veyron, Vadrik,
Oh, they're all
Torrand,
wizards, yeah.
Niv Mizzet, Mizzix.
So you guys can see his mana levels there. So yeah, 1, your 2 slot is massive.
Yeah, what is that?
It's only like under 10 permanents in your 2-drop slot.
There's 24 cards in total are mana value 2.
You have a 95.68% chance of paying these on curve. Your deck's almost 100%. The average mana value of your mana deck is 1.82 with lands and 2.65 without lands. This deck's total mana value is 180. I don't know what. Oh, the amount of pips, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the costs.
52% blue, 45. I like the stats that they do include in here.
Yeah.
So we got 61% blue, 39% mountain, and then 12% of colorless. And Moxfield actually does, like, if you have you ever just scrolled down to the bottom, you do have your test hands there.
Mhm. Yeah, I was playing around with this a little bit last night.
Actually, that first land, so we got Mountain, 2 islands, and that Riptide Laboratories. That's a great opening hand right off the bat.
Hmm.
There's your combo piece. Solve the equation. Then we got Krark and Veyroon. You can play this hand with, yeah, right out the gate. You can play this hand.
Hmm.
So we can see it's very playable with just that test hand. I think that we should start including that in our deck techs.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Show a couple opening hands. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you guys think you would like to see that, please, as always, interact with us. Let us know.
Yeah, and please, please, you could probably get away with putting a couple more lands in this deck too.
Ooh, I guess how many lands were you running?
31.
31? 31, yeah.
I
31's a
have
little bit
been
on the low side for me.
I've been finding that I've been kind of sat between 28 and 32 for the last like month and a half, and it kind of scares me.
28.
Yeah, my Kitten deck only runs 28.
Well, that makes sense because that's all mana rocks.
Yeah.
I had 28 lands on my elf deck because elves are elves.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, true.
but yeah, like I think I typically aim for 33 or 34.
Hmm.
But if the deck is able to mass produce mana, I would go down to the 31,
Hmm.
32 mark.
Yeah.
Really all depends upon the deck. Like if I start noticing that like after play testing it a handful of times, it sits there with a whole lot of mana all the time where I can ramp it out easily. Like there's a lot
Hmm.
of like I play a lot of green, so I have a lot of the 2 drop, 1 drop search for my lands.
Yeah.
So I don't really find a problem there. But
Yeah, 100%.
when trying to in any of the other off colors, or as soon as I start entering into a 3 color deck, that's
Hmm.
where I believe I start to sit more around the 35 landmark or 34. Just again, I need my colors, so I try to
Hmm.
at least get my color pie out.
That's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, 2 or a single color deck, I would drop it down to probably the 30
Mm.
mark. If I'm
Yeah.
like playing mono, yeah, let's drop her down a little bit more.
Especially mono green.
White weenies. Is
Um,
there any other secrets or any other fun little details or anything
um,
about
I've
this deck?
got I've got a list of little combos together that I had in this one.
Ooh.
Because I did want to build this one a little bit more on the competitive side, being able to just kind of win out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Um, but so I already talked about the solve the equation one. If you get what's it called, Mystic Retrieval, as well as Runic Repetition and Turnabout.
So we got Mystic Retrieval, and then what was the next one?
Mystic Retrieval, Runic Repetition.
Runic
That's
Repetition.
the Return Exiled with
Oh, there we
flashback.
go.
And then Turnabout.
Turnabout is instant.
Yep.
There we go.
Then that could be Infinite Storm, if you've got infinite mana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And how you would get infinite mana with this deck is with the Icecrown Scepter Dramatic Reversal, or through Reiterate and Turnabout. So you can, where is it?
Constantly untap all your lands.
Copy target instant sorcery spell, and then yeah, just untap all of your lands.
Because each copy goes off separate times, right? They're not all happening at once. So
Yeah,
I
you could
untap
tap
all my
everything in
lands. I
response.
tap my lands. I untap. I tap. I tap. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then once you've got the infinite mana, you can use Reiterate with Lightning Bolt.
Ooh,
Um,
because of the storm. Oh,
mhm. And then you
gross.
could, once you got your storm count high enough, you can like Grape Shot
Oh,
or
you're
something like that.
such a horrible person.
And then if that still doesn't work, you've cast tons of instant sorceries. So you've got tons of 2/2 Drakes, 1/1 Goblins.
Yeah, if you have any of these guys sitting on the battlefield yet.
Yeah, and 1/1 Elementals too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's really about it. I in playing around a little bit with this deck, I did start to like the commander a little bit more than I did when it was released. I still don't like him. I still don't like him, but I respect him a little bit more.
And that's the thing. You don't know how a card's gonna play until you really test it out. So I don't like.
Yeah,
I,
I
I
think that
I'm not gonna say anything about like the card because again, it's Magic. I'm gonna enjoy it, but
yeah,
as a
flavor
fan,
wise,
yeah, as a fan of the actual IP that they're bringing this in from, dirty.
100%. Yeah.
But to end
Um,
us off, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings moment?
moment
I've only seen the
when
movies. I'm
oh okay
just saying anything about the Lord of the Rings.
when Gan or not Gandalf when Aragorn kicks the helmet, because then you can say that he broke his toe doing that, and that's funny every time.
That is funny because he actually did break his toe, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Actually, one fun fact about the movies that I learned when I was in school was nearly the entire thing was done ADR
I don't know what
because
ADR stands for.
like post shooting audio.
Oh, okay.
Like so they were all in a booth because when they were filming in New Zealand, there were planes just flying over them constantly, so that noise was just too much, and they couldn't get clear audio.
Ooh, yeah, that like I have the airport and I can yeah, and
Hmm.
just with how sensitive the mics are and everything, like my house shakes. Like I'm not close to the airport, but like still.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah. And do you know that planes apparently they've quieted planes? They used to be a
yeah. I
lot
believe
louder.
that. Yeah.
For me,
Oh,
I love the for my favorite Lord of the Rings moment. I love the charge of the
yeah.
Rohim, and the Oliphants. Like
Hmm.
I like even for my D&D, like I saw the Oliphant models at Ogre's Den for like the Lord of the Rings like miniseries, but I'm like I'm
Yeah.
so tempted to buy it and just use it in my D&D series.
Oh, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just like
yeah.
that creature's absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
so
really
how do
like
you
those.
guys get
But
around? I ride on my Oliphant,
yeah, exactly.
but yeah, like amazing.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, or do you want to do the exit? We have no Dan. We could do it any way we want.
Why don't you do the exit? Because I did the intro.
Sounds good. We're sharing. I should play the
Yeah.
communism music, but I won't. So thank you guys for listening. This was Slothy's Gandalf the Dirty Deck, Gandalf the
Yeah.
Grey, and we can see that it's a lot of. It does look a lot of fun. I'm not gonna hate on it all the time. Red blue, I find it challenging. Again, just maybe my brain, but it looks like it could be a lot of fun. Lots of shenanigans and a lot of different ways to win, which
Hmm.
is always fun. I just like to bash people with the creatures, so
Yeah.
it's good to kind of see these decks, and it kind of broadens my building style. But if you do enjoy the content, and like I said at the beginning, if you do enjoy the content and you do want to support us, please check out our Patreon site. Also, our merch if you don't want to sign up for, say, like a subscription. But we are going to be coming out with new stuff. We are going to be coming out with a Patreon only podcast, which we'll probably start recording here soon. Currently, I think we're scheduling it for once a month, but if it becomes more popular, obviously, we're going to start doing some more. And hopefully, you guys enjoy the content. Like that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We have fun making it, but it's all for you guys. So into the 99.com, check it out. All of our stuff's there. Actually, one of
Hmm.
our patrons has put up a new deck building article. So go check it
Hmm.
out. And
He's got an awesome way of building decks that makes it so simple.
right? And with
Hmm.
that, actually, because that's reminding me, boo. I want to say a huge shout out to Thunder Emperor's Command and Whipsaw for helping us out and being our patron. And by being
Yeah.
our patron, you get into our personal chat room, and we actually talk a lot in there. It's actually in a great time.
Hmm.
Emperor was sharing like pictures of his trip to Germany. Or no, he's from Germany and his trip to Paris. That's amazing.
Hmm.
I've only been to Scotland, so it was great to see where he's from and just kind of like proxy traveling through his eyes has been
Yeah.
fantastic. But
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
we're just rambling here now. Thank you guys again. We hope you have a great week, And cheers.
See you later.